Jeff Hullinger along with Maria Martin. We're going to be joined by Dale Murphy here in a moment. He is in Alpine, Utah, which, if you know your topography of the Intermountain West, you know it's near Provo, Brigham Young University, in the shadow of Mount Timpanogos, probably about 40 minutes due south along the interstate of Salt Lake City, and it is a snowy, cold day there. But Dale is already telling us he wishes he were here. He is going to fetch his pearls.
Yeah, that's my fault, and I apologize. Dale Murphy is back with us now. Dale, I know that you are so excited that the parade is happening today. We wish that you were here with us, and it's my fault that you had to go and get those pearls, but one of the best to ever wear a Braves uniform. Dale, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thank you so much, Maria and Jeff. Great to be on with you in this celebration. I'm following along on social media, and I'm happy to be on with you guys today. And again, to just say congratulations to the whole organization, the Atlanta Braves, the city of Atlanta, the whole Braves country, not only throughout the Southeast, but we could see how big Braves country was there in Houston. So nice going Braves country, and enjoy this day parade. And what a great team, so fun to root for.
Hey, Dale, have you found yourself thinking a little bit this week about Hank Aaron and also Phil Niekro, who have passed away this year? You were great friends with both for so many decades, so much a part of your life, so much a part of this organization, that it is bittersweet to think of them not with us on this great day of celebration here in Atlanta Metro.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff. It is bittersweet, but thankfully, Nancy and I were able to get to know the Niekros, of course, as teammates, and get to know Hank Aaron and his family, after his career, and of course being in the Braves organization. But those two guys, when I think of them as the ultimate baseball players, the ultimate community citizens, and the ultimate Atlanta Braves. I think they just set the tone for everybody, and that is a member of the Atlanta Braves organization. This is how you go about your career, and this is how you work. This is what you do. You just give your best every single day for this organization, and you represent it in a way that the organization have you be. And there's just no finer people than Phil and Hank, and we miss them dearly. And I'm sure they're smiling right now and looking down on this big celebration.
Dale, you and I talked last week at the World Series, and you told me that you thought the Braves would get it done in 7. Instead, they tricked you, and they got it done in 6. What has been the most surprising part of this team on their route to a World Series championship?
Surprising to me, they kind of dominated. Once they got going, they were just unstoppable. Again, everybody knows this, but they shut out the Astros twice, the best offensive team in the American League, out-homered them 11-2. I mean, the fact that it went 6 games, I think now is surprising. I felt they would win. I felt they would take 7 games. But once they got going, and when Soler hit that home run, I don't know, there was something about the difference between that grand slam that Duvall hit and then that one that Soler hit. I was really optimistic when the grand slam happened, but I felt it was over when Soler hit that one, because we had Max Fried going, we had our bullpen rested. I just thought we were on a great path, and so I think that's what surprised me so much. You look back at the statistics and how they really dominated the Houston Astros.
Dale, when I got to Atlanta in the early 80s, you were at the absolute top of your game here in Major League Baseball. You were the biggest superstar here. Your life, you couldn't go anywhere. I remember when you were living in Roswell, you were getting swarmed by people. Your life was so impacted by your stardom and the fact of what the Braves mean in this community. Would you talk a little bit about it's different when the Braves are going well? Baseball and the Braves hold a special meaning in the South, in this region and in this metropolitan area, that I've always felt the Falcons the Hawks, they just never quite get to that level. That baseball is such an ingrained part of the culture here of so many people that have grown up in this area.
Well, that's a great question. I think about like you said, Jeff, I think about the 80s, and I think about Ted Turner. I think a lot about Pete Van Wieren, Skip Carey, and Ernie Johnson. What they brought, not only on the radio, but especially when we got on to the Superstation and TBS, they were so good at personalizing the games. They interacted with us. They traveled with us. Anyone who listened to the ball game knew that they loved the organization, they loved the game, and I think I give a lot of credit to them for presenting, the product that when I played, as you know, wasn't always that good, but it was always entertaining, and they just did a great job. We all know the Southeast. The phrase is football is king, and I love football in the South. Really, it is magical. And I think baseball probably just runs a little bit deeper in people's lives and in their veins, probably a little bit deeper than we realize. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that football doesn't run deep in the South, but baseball's deeper than we realize. And now this is the full expression of their gratitude for the opportunity to thank a world champion again with the Atlanta Braves. I think it really represents, Maria and Jeff, the great, I don't know how to put it, the great social responsibility, maybe that's too big of a word, that professional franchises have. It brings communities together, but all sports do. High school sports does, and college sports. But we all identify with the professional organizations, on such a large scale, that I appreciate the Braves had an opportunity maybe to go either way this year, but they said, we're going to compete. And I just sense, and you are there in person, you sense what it means to be in a community with a world champion. There's just nothing like it. And I can feel it all the way out here in Utah. People have texted me saying, I can feel something, Dale, through the TV. I can feel this whatever it is. So I appreciate organizations like the Atlanta Braves throughout the country that realize professional sports is not just about making money. It's about making memories and people coming together as families and friends and just pulling for the home team.
Dale, I know you can feel it not just through the broadcast, not just through social media, but because you put on a Braves uniform. I mean, Braves country, like you said, stretches far and wide throughout the Southeast, and what everyone is talking about is manager Brian Snitker, somebody who has climbed his way through this organization. Now he has a World Series championship ring as a manager. Talk a little bit about the most impressive thing that you think Brian Snitker has done with this organization so far, aside from winning, of course, this World Series title.
A great manager like Brian Snitker has the respect and he has the respect of his players because he treats them with respect. He's honest with them, but that's just part of it. One of the great quotes I heard, I think it was from Matzik, said, every time he puts us out on the mound, we try to earn the trust that he has put in us by putting us in that situation. And if all of us will remember, about halfway through the season, in fact, someone tweeted right after the World Series, fire Snitker. I mean, halfway through the season, everybody wanted Brian fired, everybody wanted our bullpen fired, but Brian Snitker understands that if they're gonna win, you can't fire anybody. You got to figure out how to motivate them and get them to the right place. And so that's what happened. He never gave up on his guys, and those guys went out every night to earn that trust. That's the most motivating thing for a player. It's not money. That's very motivating. But when you have a leader that trusts you and gives you an opportunity, and you go out there on the biggest stage, you're motivated by that personal relationship. That's what Bobby had, and that's what Brian Snitker has.
You know, Dale, I see you at your restaurant, and you do the cheese curd talk and all of that stuff, and everybody cheers you on. I always look at you, and I wonder, how is retirement for you? Is it satisfactory? Do you find pleasure and joy in being an ex-great athlete, someone who should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame but is not as of yet? Have you found satisfaction in your life after your Braves playing career?
Well, yeah, definitely, and that's because of my wife Nancy. Really, you know, we made a commitment to our family, and through the ups and downs of a professional season, Nancy was just the best mom, and to our children, and we were determined that during my career and after my career, you know, these kids and now our grandkids would be the focus of our lives. So that's where real joy and happiness comes from. There's no question about that. So it's a long discussion, but I will say, quite honestly, Jeff, every athlete goes through very challenging times when they're done. And it was challenging for me. When you hang them up, it's not an easy thing psychologically. You understand that more of your identity was there than you thought it was. But you know, you look back on the good friends and good times you had. You don't really remember the bad times. And Nancy and I are very, very blessed during our career and post-career. And you mentioned Murph's, the restaurant. I'm now a restaurateur. I'm learning a lot, and I do a lot of things. I love to speak. I do a lot of speaking. I got a few things going, so trying to stay busy. Thank you.
All right, Dale. I was sitting here and trying to remember what year I flew out to Alpine, and I spent a day with you. It must have been. Man, that's been a long time ago. Maybe 94 or 5, somewhere through there.
Yeah.
The time is escaping. But, you know, Dale, we always appreciate it. And we're always grateful for what you have meant to this region and this metropolitan area. And you are one of the great pleasures and one of the great honors of my career is knowing you and getting to follow you. And we're always appreciative for who you are and what you represent.
Well, thank you so much, Jeff. And I do remember that visit. I'll just let you know that, you know, we got Cracker Barrel out here, so we got some grits out here. So it always reminds me of the South now. But we love the Braves, love the South, and we'll always be connected.
All right, Dale, thank you for your time. We greatly appreciate it.
Bye, Dale,
and,
thank you.
You know, we'd like to maybe visit Alpine somewhere down the road. It's such a sweet, great place, great part of the country in the Intermountain West. Thanks again, Dale.